Hey gang, just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on the integrative posts. Those are the posts we do every other week. They're the second half of our discussions that we have, and an opportunity for you to really integrate what you're learning with your own context. If you're in either one of my IS 502 sections, you would have learned by now that your TA in that course is Linnea Chavone. Linnea is an MAT graduate from Fuller Seminary a bunch of years ago, and her and I have been working together in various roles at Fuller for probably 6 years, maybe for a while. So, if you have any questions for Linnea, feel free to email her or follow up with me directly. Either way, we can connect and try to answer as quickly as we can. If you're in the IS 500 class, the format for both classes are the same as far as the structure, so both have integrating discussions. And Richard Rolfing is the TA for that class. He's a PhD candidate at the Durham University in Durham, United Kingdom. And we've known each other for a lot of years now. Not a former student of mine, but been a former student at Fuller Seminary and has taught Hebrew for us at the Fuller Seminary Sacramento campus when that was the thing. So I've got a lot of trust and faith in both of the TAs, and they're giving me some great feedback that I really, really appreciate. One of the things that Linnea specifically pointed out, and I did some sampling across the different courses, and this seems to hold true, is that big trend that she's noticing would be that some of the students are doing really well on the academic side of their posts, but not necessarily integrating the material with your own context quite as well. While other students are very good at the personal context and being able to say, this is what it looks like in my own context, but aren't bringing the materials, specifically the materials, in from the course itself. So I just want to touch base on that a little bit. The goal of the integrating post is to take three separate data points, 1 point from scripture, 1 point from some kind of a historical theology source, and that's slightly more important in the IS 500 class than the IS 502, and definitely 500 has more resources for you for that. The 502, I'm not as worried, but I am looking for that, some kind of where have we talked about this historically, and often our readings will bring up some example, or you might have to do a little extra research if you're in 502. And then the third point would be some kind of contemporary theological perspective. So what I want you to do is take those three different points, but I want you to look at them with a viewpoint from your own context, which means you need to share in your post a little bit of what your context does for us all, to help us understand how your context frames your interpretation of those three data points. So we don't need a lot of scripture, we don't need a lot of theology, and we don't need a lot of contemporary theology, but we do need at least one data point from each of those to come together and draw a picture. If you were doing this in a real context, you would probably have to go much deeper than this, and you'd have to spend a lot more time talking about what theology of your particular tradition would be. But for here, we're just looking that you can integrate three data points with your context and then come up with just a really coherent sentence that says, therefore, this is what it means to think theologically about this issue in my context. So those three data points, framed by your perspective, your tradition, is what we're looking for. And try not to go one way too heavy or the other way too heavy. It's always a bit of a balancing act. The only other thing I would mention in the integrating posts is, we do not start grading them till the following Monday, Tuesday, and we have 95, 96 students to grade. So it's taking a while to get through all of them. You have a few moments on us between Thursday and Sunday as you're getting feedback from your fellow students. If you want to go back and edit your posts, now that I say that, I'm not sure if Canvas allows you, but if Canvas allows you, feel free to go back and edit it. You are more than welcome to do that as you see other people's opinions, what they've shared, maybe someone who's got a similar theological trajectory or experience from you that might give you some insight into your own context. Then certainly you're welcome to draw from each other. That's one of the reasons why I do these as conversations versus just submitting a short little paper, a short 1 or 2 page paper every other week. I want you to see what other people are saying and thinking, and how that might affect the way you look at your own world in each of these topics. All right? So, 3 points, framed from your perspective. Straight at the end, a nice, concise statement, what it means to think theologically about this issue with your current context in mind. I hope that helps. Course is going really good. I appreciate all the work that people are putting into it. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.